History is not always written by the victors. Sometimes it is written by the profoundly strange.
Empires rise and fall, but few legacies are as baffling as the one we are about to explore. A lineage that seemingly abandoned its very nature. This is the story of the Therizinosaurs. A dynasty that began in shadow and ended as one of prehistory's greatest enigmas. Now, let us open the chronicle and chart the rise and fall of this great dinosaur dynasty.
Our story begins not with giant claws and pot-bellied grazers, but with the swift, fleeting shadows of the early Cretaceous.
The ancestors of this line were unremarkable. Small, bipedal coelurosaurs.
Like so many of their kind, they were fast, feathered, and sharp-toothed.
Here, the fossil record reveals a blueprint for a conventional predator.
They hunted insects, lizards, and small mammals, occupying a minor role in an ecosystem ruled by larger theropods.
There was nothing to suggest the bizarre evolutionary destiny that awaited their lineage.
They were simply surviving, one hunt at a time, unaware that their descendants would one day rewrite the very definition of a meat-eating dinosaur. This evolutionary pivot, from active hunter to dedicated herbivore, marks the dynasty's great divergence.
It was a gamble that paid off, unlocking a vast, untapped ecological niche.
As the Cretaceous world bloomed with flowering plants, the Therizinosaurs committed to this new path.
And their bodies began to change in profound ways. We see it in the fossil record. Teeth that were once sharp and recurved became small, leaf-shaped, and suited for shredding vegetation.
Their hips widened, their torsos deepened to accommodate the large, complex digestive tracts necessary for fermenting tough plant matter.
And then there were the claws. Once used for pinning small prey, they elongated.
We interpret these not primarily as weapons, but as gigantic rakes.
Used to hook and pull towering branches down to their beaked mouths.
This radical reinvention was the key to their golden age. They diversified and spread, establishing a foothold across Asia and North America.
Forms like Alxasaurus and the later Nothronychus demonstrate a successful, established lineage, perfectly adapted to their unique, high-browsing lifestyle.
They had become the sloths of the Mesozoic, slow, deliberate, and utterly bizarre.
But this successful adaptation was merely the prelude.
To an evolutionary crescendo that would push their biology to a truly baffling extreme.
This successful region, this dynasty of specialized browsers, was building toward a final, spectacular conclusion. The lineage's great trial was not a climactic shift or the rise of a rival,
but an evolutionary trial of biological logic itself.
In the late Cretaceous sediments of Mongolia, the dynasty produced its ultimate, baffling.
This creature is the enigma incarnate.
It was a true giant, weighing upwards of 5 tons, moving with a slow, upright gait.
It possessed the wide gut and small, beaked skull
of a dedicated herbivore.
Yet it wielded arms 2.5 meters long, terminating in the most terrifying, scythe-like claws known to science. Let it wielded arms 2.5 meters long, terminating in the most terrifying, scythe-like claws known to science.
Here, the fossil record stops making conventional sense.
We are forced to ask, why? What ecological pressure could possibly favor such a seemingly contradictory anatomy?
These claws seem too fragile for combat with a Tarbosaurus, too cumbersome for routine defense.
Yet far too specialized to be purely vestigial.
Were they extreme display structures? Tools for stripping entire trees of their foliage?
Were they extreme display structures? Tools for stripping entire trees of their foliage? Therizinosaurus is the dynasty's great paradox. It is the end point of their long journey, and it defies our neat categorization. This dynasty, having reached its bizarre apex, did not fade slowly. It simply ended. Therizinosaurus and its few remaining relatives were among the last dinosaurs to walk the earth. They were specialist herbivores in a world on the brink of catastrophe. When the asteroid struck 66 million years ago, their highly specialized, plant-dependent lifestyle offered no recourse.
The dynasty was cut short at the very height of its strangeness.
Their end was absolute, and with it, the chance to understand their final evolutionary chapter vanished. They left behind no descendants, only a collection of bones that continue to challenge our understanding of life's possibilities.
We are left then, not with answers, but with a profound sense of wonder.
The fossil record is a history of trial and error, a chronicle of lineages testing the very limits of form and function.
Therizinosaurs are perhaps its most compelling mystery, a testament to the fact that evolution is not a straight line,
but a wild, unpredictable, and often baffling story.